I think we can start now. Okay. Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? Good? Okay. Um, yeah, see some more people joining. Great. I'll start with introducing myself, even though the whole session is kind of about me, but still. So, I am Aastha. My username on Drupal is Shriyas, Shrias, and everywhere else. I am a full stack developer. I'm an open source enthusiast. I'm based in India. I'm working in QED 42. And I am a wannabe photographer. I try to take good pictures, but I don't take a pride in that. So today we are just going to talk about an introvert's guide to open source communities. This is more like a storytelling session for me, how my journey has been in open source and communities so far. So, yeah, let's get started. Uh, so, it started with when I was in college. My college actually has uh, an environment to foster open source and communities. Drupal was actually part of our syllabus. I don't think any other universities in India, at least, do that. Maybe the first one or very few of them. So I got introduced to Drupal and other open source technologies when I was in college. It was I was fortunate enough to be in a environment which fosters these values, communities, and open source. Uh, I started with volunteering for open source events in my college. So we have this big tech fest called Glunify, and in that we have sessions and workshops and everything all around open source technology. So be it Python, Drupal, uh, uh, people from Red Hat, Ansible, all of those things. We don't even allow people using Mac for presentation there because it's proprietary. So it's a little too far in that, but yes. So that's how I got introduced to the people who are actually working in open source technologies and who are connected with all these communities. I attended a session with Blender, which is an open source tool for making 3D models and animation. I was really into animation at that time and didn't had the popular ones were all paid, so it was a new thing for me that I can use it for free and even modify it on my own. So it started with that. After that, I have been a part of a lot of communities. So this one here is a event of Facebook Developer Circles, Pune. My friend here was lead at that time. The banner you see here is of QED 42. It was in QED 42's office, which where I am currently working right now. But at this time, I was a student. I kind of got my job because of open source. Even a friend who used to work there had an opening for an internship, and since I was part of the community and they were also there, they told me that, hey, we have an opening for this. Do you want to apply? I said, yeah, I have worked with Drupal. I can give it a try. And that's how I got my first job. And I'm still with the same company. It's been 2 years and it has been amazing. There was also the ACM chapter, Association of Computing and Machinery, in my college, and I was part of it. In my final year, I was chairperson for it too. This is, I think, the handover ceremony of one of them. Because of ACM, I got to attend the GHCI, the Grace Hoppers India Summit, which is the conference for women in STEM, and it's the largest conference for women in STEM. Uh, there was the 95% audience there were women. So it was a unique experience on its own, to meet all these wonderful ladies, from coming from different part of research, technology, open source, everywhere. There was also Google Developers Circles lead program in college. I was also part of that. And finally, this is from the first Drupal camp I attended. This was Drupal Camp 2017, Drupal Camp Pune. I was a volunteer there, uh, through my college, because it was happening in our campus. So I got to know it because of that, and I chose for volunteering there. Uh, and now there is another camp coming up in 2 weeks in August 5th and 6th, and I'm organizer for that. So it has been a long way from there. Uh, so we say a lot of communities, and there are these wonderful things and all that. But how do I even get involved in this? All you have to do is just show up. That's it. That is as simple as it. Um, we all work with a lot of technologies which has these communities, and you may not have been an active participant in all of them. There could be like there is a first time for attending any type of meetup, right? I work with Drupal, I work with JS, and when I'm going to some local meetup or some event, I might not know how do I go from here, what do I do here, right? But the communities are very welcoming. If you tell people that, I'm new here, this is very much new to me, I want to get involved, how do I do it, they'll help you with it. They'll do everything they can to to make you have most of it. And since open source community especially is more is driven by volunteers, and volunteer work doesn't have any intrinsic benefit to it, like you are not getting any monetary contribution or something like that. So mm, uh, a lot of people are not there to handle everything, right? And when you go there and like, hey, I want to help with this, you will be recognized for your work. It's as easy as that. Like, okay, I've seen this one a couple of times, so I know her. And if I need something else, for example, I see Maria sitting here. We were talking yesterday about Drupal Dev Days she is organizing in Bulgaria next year, and she was talking to one of my friends, Surbi. So she also got recognized because she showed up consistently in these events, and then people were like, you want to help, you want help with this, you can talk to her, you can go there. So that's it, that's really it. You go there and you get tremendous help with people. And this also raised a point that I was fortunately in an environment, like my college was actively part of the communities, but there are a lot of places where that's not the case. And that's why local communities and local meetups are so important, because you are creating a place for people around you to basically know how these things work, and of course learn a new thing, and helping them get involved with the global communities and the global audience. So you are making places for people who may not have even heard about those things. So that's why it's really important to have that. And I know all of us who are part of it, we always try to get more people to join it, right? And I think it should be like that, and it goes a long way. Uh, then once you get into it, to be there for a sustainable amount of time, or to keep your motivation going, you first have to find why you are here. I'm not sure how visible these screenshots are, but basically, the first one is a screenshot of when my first patch in core got merged. I was so happy at that time that you have this feeling that you wrote something, and now it's going to be used by a lot of millions of people, right? Thousands and thousands of people. It could be that your work is reaching to the masses, and it could be a small change. Really, I think this was a really small change, some issue in core, and when it got merged, I was really happy. And before that, so getting to here, um, I of course, my college had that environment. And when I joined QED 42, my current organization, that also has the environment of fostering communities. We say open source is in our DNA. So, organizations play a really important role in sustaining the communities. Like, if you are allowing your employees to work on these things, you are making you are making a little easier for the communities to grow, right? And move in the same ways. Through QED 42, they were also involved in Drupal India Association, and they used to have these monthly contribution sprints. So I started contributing uh, in one of the sprint, and my first change was, I think, a documentation change, a really small one, but it again, it's really easy to do it, and it impacts a lot. That is what is so great about this. And the other screenshot is basically one of my college junior. He was telling me that how grateful he is that I helped him in some way to be familiarized with the technologies and how all these things work. He got exposure to everything. So that could be another thing, that you like helping people. You of course you want to be part of something bigger than yourself, and you want people to be involved in that. So your motivation could be anything, but I think you should have something, so you know why you are here, and what is driving you to continue in this space. B- and of course, a little nudge can go a long way. So these are some of the people. There are another a lot of people who have been supporting me in the whole process. These are some of the very prominent ones who have been there in my journey. First one is Piyush. He is from my organization, and he was the one who told me to propose this session. Basically, I first submitted it in DrupalCon Europe, the Lil one. Unfortunately, it didn't got accepted here, but I applied it in Dev Days again, and it's here. And because of him, I mostly got the sponsorship to travel here and present here. Then there is Jaideep, the next one. He was my mentor in my organization when I was an intern, and again, he is. Very motivated and derived guy who likes to bring more people into communities and foster an environment with that. And I am really inspired by his will, and like how he motivates everyone to do it, and how it creates its own community in a way. Then there's my good friend Sangeeta. We were in the same college. She was the lead of Drupal, Facebook developer circles, through which I got a job. She is part of the reason why I got the job I'm currently working in. And she always pushes me to do new stuff, to apply to things, to talk to people, to network, everything. And finally, there is Surbhi. You might find her at registration desk. She is here at the conference. She has been my greatest cheerleader in the whole open source thing. We are from the same college, but we started talking when we were in one of the contribution sprint for DIA. So since that was during the pandemic, so it was all remote, it was on a call, and we were the only two people who were there on the call. So that's how we started talking, and then I got to know that she is from the same college, and then I related to her. That's why I liked her. That's why I talked more to her. And then we became really good friends, and she is like a big sister to me. So that's another thing. When you find people who you relate to, you try to be with them, right? You like being with them. So, being a nerd and an introvert, the people who nerd out, the technical geeks in these communities, is also a reason why I feel like home, like I belong here. Like these are my people. That's also part of the reason why I keep getting involved in all open source and communities. So, of course, as an introvert, it's really important to have these kind of people in your life who give you that push in the right direction to motivate you to go out of your comfort zone and try new things. And fortunately, we have a lot of people like this in Drupal community and all the communities as well, because these are the people who are driving things, who are getting people to join it, who are maintaining the momentum that things keep happening. Say, even organizing dev days. It's the people like these who organize such things. So the community can come together, interact with each other, change ideas, exchange ideas, and everything. So, yes, find your people and you will find your way. And in the end, I'm not sure how much time is okay. Uh, so in the end, it's been a long journey. It's like 6 7 years since I first got introduced to an idea, and now I'm here talking. So I have come a long way. So uh, when I was telling people about, I'm giving this session at Dev Days, and they're like, "You are not an introvert." Like, no, I am. So, am I still an introvert? I found this really good tweet by Quincy Larson, who is the founder of Free Code Camp, by the way, that extroversion is a muscle. The more you use it, the longer you can use it before it gets tired and you got go alone and recharge yourself. So, with time, since if you like being part of communities, and you think this is something that you enjoy, you'll try to get involved more. But since if you are an introvert, you will get tired at some point. You'll need your time to recharge yourself, but it gets better with time. uh, so yeah, I think that's it. I'm not sure if I'm missing something. Not sure. So yeah, at the end, it's still a journey. I'm still learning how to talk to people. Uh, it's been 2 days since it's the third day of Dev Days, right? And I saw a lot of people who I have just seen either on Drupal Slack or in the issues, and now I am getting to see them in person. But it was still a little difficult or intimidating for me to go and talk to them, because these are like celebrities for me, basically. I first have to have this internal monologue. Okay, this is what I'm going to say, and then I can approach someone. So yeah, I'm still learning. It it doesn't really stop. If you see me anywhere else after this, please say hi. I would love to talk to you. I might not approach you because of the same reason, but yeah, let's connect. So, any questions? Any thoughts? Yes. Yes. Like.
Thank you for your talk. And hopefully it's okay that I ask a question, since you said that you're an introvert. I would be interested in what your goal is for the next couple of years, because you already made some experience in the community.
Right.
And you organized events, and you also helped, bringing stuff forward in the community. And is there any like dream that you have? For example, I don't know, developing your own module one day, or being maybe even a core maintainer? I don't know, like, is there any vision that you have?
Not really. I would say, like, it would be great if I could be a core maintainer, and developing a module of my own. I don't think it would be that difficult to classify it as a dream. But one this thing is for me is to get more people, and mostly young people, in Drupal, because I started as a college student. I didn't knew what was it, and I wouldn't have if I didn't had it in my syllabus and I was forced to learn it. So right now we have a lot of initiatives which are around this thing, that Drupal is not necessarily a very attractive option for young people and for non-technical people. So I would really like to do something about it, get involved with those initiatives, and make it accessible and easy to get into thing for people. So yeah, you could say that is my vision for now. Yeah.
Actually, it's a problem as well in Germany that young communities don't really have a good introduction to Drupal.
Right.
It's not content of any like studies.
Can you take a mic? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Once again, sorry for that. I would be very, very interested in that, like, you share your insights also later on, what you make,
Yeah.
the experiences you make with your plans in India, because it's the same in Germany, that like basically no studies involve Drupal, which is why it's very hard for like the younger audience to get an introduction into that topic.
Yes, we should really meet after the session, because it would be like a long discussion.
Definitely, yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your talk. I definitely feel like introversion and maybe even inclusion for introverts is maybe a topic that warrants more discussion. There's a great book called Quiet by Susan Cain. I don't know if you've read it. The subtitle is The Power of Introverts in a World That Won't Stop Talking. But one of the things that I thought was really fascinating in there is it talks about how introverts tend to be actually biologically more sensitive to external stimuli, so noisy environments, large crowded discussions, those kinds of things. And so I wonder if as a community we should be trying to plan ways that offer, like, even the slide where it talks about going to be alone for a while, like having quiet spaces where introverts can sort of retreat and recharge their social battery before they go to their next session or get into their next contribution sprint, those kinds of things. Even like I was at DrupalCon last month, and every event was just loud, booming music. Like by the third day, people were talking with hoarse voices because there was nowhere to go to have a quiet conversation. I wonder if there should be more like consideration for introverts, even in those kinds of event planning as well.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting point, and we should definitely have some inclusion for it, like where maybe like a room where you can just go and sit by yourself, put on your headphone or something. And yeah, I think maybe having more gaps between the session to recharge yourself could be one thing. Uh, I think I really have to think about this. I don't have an answer now, but it's a really interesting point, and we should discuss about it after that. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Okay. So I think we still have some time. So I would really like to know your journey or your motivation to be here, if anyone want to share that. Otherwise, we can have our quiet time and go from here. Anyone? How did you get started or anything like that? Yeah, please. Mike. Acha. Okay. Oh. Right. Yeah. Technology. Yes. Right. Right. Yeah. Even I started my journey with being on the technical side, but I enjoy the non-technical contributions now. I like meeting people, having conversations, hearing their views about why they're here, why they're doing it. And it's great that people are like you are attending it, and we don't have just one kind of audience to interact with. So that's really great. Okay. So anyone else, anything to share, any thoughts, questions? Okay. Okay, then I think we can end this. Thank you everyone for joining. Oh, yes. Sorry.
Thank you.
Danke.